What's going on, my YouTube fam? Back part two of reading YouTube Secrets by Sean Cannell and Benji Travis in one sitting. And some of you asked, Zach, why is it one sitting if it's part one and part two? Well, to answer that question, I'm reading it continuously, right? So I'm not just breaking out the chapters or if I mess up, re-recording it. It's raw, authentic. It's for you guys. Make sure to support the authors by purchasing the book down below. Make sure to subscribe. And let's get started. How to grow on YouTube. This is part two, tactics. Make sure to watch part one here or in the link in the description. And make sure to smash the thumbs up. Part two, tactics. By having the courage to step out, clarifying your message, setting up your home base with your channel, uploading quality content, nurturing and building your community, beginning to monetize and staying consistent, you'll lay a solid foundation for success on YouTube. Next, we'll reveal some of the tricks, techniques, and ninja tactics to get you more views, more subscribers, and a bigger income. You've probably already started coming up with great content ideas, but we'll help you make the most of every opportunity. So turn the page and let's dive in. Chapter 8. Social media, leverage your message and brand. Content is fire and social media is gasoline. Jay Barrow. What's your favorite era of music? We were born in the 80s, and at that time, bands like Guns N' Roses, Metallica, U2, and rap groups like NWA and Run DMC topped the charts. How did those groups get noticed in the first place, days before the internet? Through guerrilla, viral, or grassroots marketing. They collected names for fanzines, and they glued posters all over downtown and distributed flyers to potential fans. Hip hop artists sold tapes from trunks of their cars. Now, over 30 years later, promotional tactics within the music industry haven't changed much, but we no longer see as many music promoters walking the streets, putting up posters or handing out flyers. Instead, most of them have moved online and now use social media. They don't need to add names to fanzine lists because fans can now choose to follow their favorite artists on their favorite social media platforms. Instead of gluing posters all over town, they post images all over Instagram. They are able to reach their target audience wherever they are through their computers or smartphones. Hey, Ecor. Increasing your influence through social media. When we first met Desky Perkins, she was a subscriber to Judy and Benji's vlogging channel. In 2013, she waited in line for hours at a meetup just to get a chance to speak to us. 4 years later, she's one of the top 10 influencers in the highly competitive beauty and fashion niche on YouTube, crewing over 3 million subscribers to date. She managed to do that through a very smart social media strategy. Some of her viewers don't realize she got her started on Instagram, where she used to post high-quality beauty inspiration photos. Those photos gradually built an audience of loyal followers, garnered her a ton of attention, and created a fan base. That fan base followed her to YouTube and laid a foundation on which her channel has grown. During the early days of Snapchat, she used the platform to engage her fans directly through video message function. She would then promote her YouTube videos to Snapchat followers, and since Snapchat lacks a comment feature, ask them to engage through comments on YouTube. Wow, that's brilliant. She picked Instagram and Snapchat and committed to mastering those two platforms, uploading video clips and engaging with her audience, and playing by Instagram's rules. She was then able to send traffic to her channel. In essence, Desi spent much time on social media promoting her video content as she did creating and uploading the content, and she did it religiously. Her strategy gained her thousands and sometimes tens of thousands of comments for her many YouTube videos, which is a game-changing amount of engagement. When the YouTube algorithm sees a high level of engagement around a video, it tends to promote it more, skyrocketing the views and helping more people discover that content. Desi's creative use of social media has grown a large audience for her at a much quicker rate than other successful channels. It goes to show that social media sometimes influences your YouTube success more than the best practices on the platform itself, because that exterior influence hacks the algorithm. If you develop influence to send people from social media to YouTube, the algorithm will love you for it. Understanding user behavior. How many times a day do you pull out your phone and check notifications on your favorite social media platform? An article in Time magazine revealed that the Americans collectively check their smartphones upwards of 8 billion times per day. Conservatively, 50% of that time is spent on social media platforms. Clearly, social media has won the attention of people around the world. Therefore, as video influencers, we must strategically create relevant content to reach people where they are. If you're not involved regularly on social media platforms, you're missing out, and so is your YouTube channel. Choosing the best platform for your content. If you know your target audience, that will tell you exactly which social media platform or platforms you need to be spending time on. Once you know where they hang out, you have to figure out how to create compelling, relevant, and engaging content on the appropriate platforms. Let's look at some specific examples. If your target audience is largely business and corporate professionals, then you should heavily focus on creating content for LinkedIn, as well as writing relevant industry content on websites like medium.com. If you're targeting a younger demographic, then Snapchat or TikTok might be relevant for you. If you know your audience is predominantly female and interested in things like cooking, DIY, fashion, or style, then Pinterest should be a focus. A few platforms, specifically Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, are relevant for a wide variety of people across a broad demographic. Most audiences use these platforms, so they provide an opportunity for just about every channel. Don't neglect them. Whatever your channel niche happens to be. When you're just starting out, think about which platforms you already use to connect with people. If you're creating a channel based around a passion of yours, then you most likely already follow influencers on a specific social platform. If you can grow an audience on those platforms, if they can grow it, so can you. Using your existing engagement as a starting point to build your influence. Often your target audience is made up of people just like you, people who share the same interests. That's why the social media platforms you already use can be a great starting place, especially if you're unsure of how to build your audience. Pick the platform you are passionate about and start engaging people with quality content related to your channel. This is easier than ever because all social media has shifted towards video. Even Instagram, which started as a photo only, now allows you to upload videos, live streams, and share additional video content through Instagram stories, now Instagram TV, and Instagram Reels. Mark Zuckerberg has announced that Facebook will be mostly video content by 2019. Studies have shown that the whole internet will be about 80% video by then as well. These developments are great for YouTube channels, and you can already begin to take advantage of this shift. Since you're creating video content on YouTube, you're perfectly positioned to create video content for all of the social media platforms at the same time. Learn how to tell your story and make it relevant for each platform. One big mistake many creators make is to create videos for a YouTube channel and then simply upload the same exact video on every social media platform. Although that might be better than nothing, typically it doesn't do nearly as much as creating unique and different content for Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, or even getting deeply involved in a community on Reddit, if it's the right niche for you. Never forget, each social media platform is unique. You can't approach them all the same way. It's like the dress code at restaurants. The way you dress at a 4-star restaurant's different for how you dress at fast food. They offer different dining experiences, and it's important to know what that going in. Living on the West Coast, we might have access to your favorite fast food place, In-N-Out Burger, or if you've never been there, we highly recommend it. They have a simple menu of great burgers, fries made with natural ingredients. However, when you go, it's important to remember that the dress code at In-N-Out is relaxed and casual. Flip-flops, shorts, and a tank top are just fine. On the other hand, if you walked into a restaurant at the Four Seasons in those clothes, the maitre will kindly ask you to change into something more formal. The vibe of In-N-Out is entirely different than the vibe of Four Seasons. Social media is similar. Know the dress code of whatever platform you're attempting to use. Snapchat is best suited for behind-the-scenes raw video footage. It can be shaky and unpolished. Snapchat is like the In-N-Out burger. YouTube, on the other hand, allows you to upload much nicer content, widescreen video at 1080p or 4K or more, and good audio. You won't find that on Snapchat. The same goes for static images. Instagram works best with square images, while Facebook and Twitter prefer rectangle images. Find out the ideal image resolution, length of videos, and whether text, audio, and video or pictures or a combination of those works best. Don't be afraid to experiment and see what kind of posts get the most attention and engagement. The future of social media. Where are the various social media platforms headed? As we already mentioned, it's obvious they are embracing video, but why are they shifting in that direction? The answer seems clear. Advertising with video makes a much more powerful impact than any other type of ad. You've probably noticed that when YouTube moved from static ads to streaming ads, they gained more attention from the viewer and made a stronger impact. That's why other platforms are beginning to embrace the same thing. Video creates monetization opportunities on social media, so it's another potential revenue generator. Here's what we recommend you do first. First, just like Desi, pick two social media platforms. Developing consistency when multitasking on social media can be incredibly challenging. So learn the ropes and ease into it. Pick the platforms that are most complementary for you, your niche, and your target audience. Second, we recommend blocking some time on your calendar to research and experiment with the two social media platforms you've chosen. 30 minutes for each platform should be enough. Try some Google searches like best practices for Instagram or how to use Instagram for business, and you'll be amazed at the tips and content you will be finding. The reason we're recommending a Google search rather than offering specific tactics is because specific social media tactics change constantly. You need to stay on top of the latest changes to the platform strategies. Spending just 30 minutes to study and learn about each platform might not seem like much, but it will place you in the top 10% of experts on those platforms. The fact of the matter is, few people take the time to really learn how social media works, and fewer keep up with the constant changes and newest strategies. Do this, and you'll be well ahead of the curve. Third, after you've spent some time studying and practicing on your chosen platforms, create a simple content strategy for how you intend to make the most of them. It should be simple enough that you could sketch it on a cocktail napkin. As an example, this is Sean's social media strategy. I will post on Instagram at least once per day, eventually growing to 2 or 3 posts a day. These posts will be about 80% business related and 20% personal. That's it. You can create a more complex and detailed strategy if you wish, but don't hesitate to start a very simple and take action and then adapt as you go. Always utilize hashtags for every post. This involves your post in ongoing conversations, which will help people find your content. Plus, it helps you find potential viewers. Click on a hashtag and you will see a list of other posts and pages that you can engage with. Reply to their posts, comment, and start conversations. This works on Twitter, it works on Instagram, and in fact, you can do this anywhere you find a hashtag. Even YouTube has a hashtag function now. The hashtag is one of the easiest ways to find specific groups, audiences, and niches, and one of the easiest ways for people to find you. Frequently visit other influencers' comments to engage with their audience. One of the best ways to find the tribes you want is by looking at the tribes of influencers who are like you. For value-added engagement, respond to comments, interact with viewers, and answer their questions. Gary Vaynerchuk, well-known authority on business and social media strategy, got his first start on Wine Library TV YouTube channel back in the 2000s. One of his earliest strategies was to go onto people's blogs and online forums and respond to comments about wine. He shared his opinions, offered advice and information, and engaged in conversation. He didn't overtly promote his own business or videos. He just added value to ongoing conversations. His goal was to create connections and add real value to people just for the chance they might click on his profile and discover his video content. Ask yourself, what value do you add for others? What do you do you contribute to conversations in meaningful ways? Do you utilize the value you create to build relationships, gain attention for yourself, and lead them to your channel? Social media power tip. Utilize live video on social media. Right now, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube are all actively promoting live broadcasts, so it's a good idea to ride the wave. On Facebook, the algorithm favors live video. On Instagram, a small banner appears over a user's avatar to let people know when someone goes live. Naturally, because you're on live, there's a greater chance of engagement with viewers. And when the YouTube algorithm sees a high amount of engagement, it will move that video higher in the search results. Smart influencers use social media to grow and diversify their influence across multiple social media platforms. If you'd like to dive deeper, even more specific social media tactics, check out tubesecretsbook.com/social. In the next chapter, we'll show you how to get your target audience to come to your channel. Are you ready? Let's continue the journey. Chapter 9, Discoverability. Attract your ideal audience on autopilot. The best place to hide a dead body is on page 2 of Google. Businesses and brands understand the importance of getting their website and content to show up on their target audiences on their first on the to show up first on the page of search results. Becoming the answer to their target audiences and inquiries can make or break a business. Getting to the first page means the difference between moderate or massive success. Google remains the number one search engine for just about everything, but very few people sorry. Google remains the number one search engine for just about everything, but very few people know what is the second largest search engine. Can you guess? Is it Bing? Is it Yahoo? No, it's actually YouTube. People forget that YouTube is essentially a search engine. This search capability presents a massive opportunity for you to get discovered. What is discoverability? When someone searches for something relevant to your channel on the YouTube search bar, you want your video to show up first in the search results. If one of your videos shows up high on the list of recommended videos, then you can get views and subscribers whether you post new content or not. For example, on Benji's cooking channel, he posted a video about creating green smoothies. If you go to the YouTube and just type in search fastest green juice recipe, his video will show up at one of the top search results and see. Try it for yourself. This is cool, of course, but let's dive a few layers deeper. At the time of writing, his video was getting 2.9 views per hour. When you add that up, that's about 69.6 views per day, which adds up to about 25,404 views per year. One huge thing to note here is that this video is over 3 years old. Benji spent time creating that video one time, but it continues to work for him, getting discovered by as many as 70 new people per day. That is the power of climbing to the top of the search results. So don't neglect strategically optimizing your videos for search if you want to build your influence. Would it benefit you to get your brand's business or YouTube channel seen by 70 new people a day for free? We're not talking about paid advertising. We're not talking about putting gas in your car and driving through your neighborhood, going door to door to generate awareness for a product or service. We're not talking about hiring a PR company to promote you. What we're talking about is tapping into this free platform called YouTube and leveraging the massive discoverability factor of getting your content to show up in the search results. This isn't something you should do only occasionally. Climbing the search ranking needs to be part of your ongoing strategy. If you go to YouTube and type in cheap cameras for YouTube, you'll discover one of Sean's videos has gotten over 1.7 million views in a little over a year. If you go to YouTube and type in productivity tips, you'll discover an old video from Sean's personal channel that was featured in Success Magazine because it ranked in search. How can you do the same for your videos? Enhancing discoverability. Let's take a look at a few ways you can enhance your own videos so they rank higher in search results. What we're actually talking about is video SEO, or search engine optimization, which refers to the process of optimizing your videos to make them generate interest not only to your current subscribers, but also within YouTube's search engine. When you utilize SEO, you make it easier for the search engine to know if that video is relevant to viewers' searches. The three most important aspects of a video SEO for your YouTube are your title, your description, and the tags you add to your video. I'd also like to add, it's also what you say in your video, because YouTube transcribes it into captions. So it sees those words that you're actually saying. If you say how to grow on YouTube inside of the video, YouTube's going to know that. And then when someone searches how to grow on YouTube, I mean, it's easy to fake the title. It's easy to fake the description, right? People put lots of tags that are not really related to their video just to try to get more searches and views. That's a bad strategy. You need to also actually talk about, so if you say how to grow on YouTube is the title, your first word should be like, hey, this video, I'm going to teach you how to grow on YouTube. All right. I'll leave it at that. So yeah, make sure the actual subtitle or the content of what you're talking about is important for SEO too. Get these right and your videos will start climbing the ranks. Discovery starts with figuring out what people search for. Once you know that, it will affect both the videos you create and the SEO for those videos. To enhance your video's discoverability, ask yourself what are the top 10 to 20 questions that your target audience might be searching for on YouTube. One practical way of doing this is by using YouTube search bar itself. If you've been using YouTube for long, you might have noticed that when you start typing something into YouTube search bar, it provides a list of pop-up predictions underneath your search. What you might not realize is that those predictions come from what people around the world are searching for. They represent the most searched terms related to whatever you're typing in. For example, if you type how to cook bacon in the search bar, the predictions that will pop up will represent different recipes that people like to search for. How to take advantage of this feature. Figure out what your target audience is searching for by looking at the search bar predictions and create content that addresses those topics, questions, or inquiries in a relevant way. Don't try to cover too many topics in one video. Rather than trying to make a video about 10 different breakfast recipes, make 10 different videos, one focused on each specific recipe, and then turn it into a series. Instead of a video covering all kinds of breakfast cooking topics, make one video on cooking bacon and another one making fresh squeezed orange juice and another on cooking the perfect eggs. Often content creators go too broad. You'll get far better results by creating narrowly focused videos to address specific questions that your audience is asking. To continue with our bacon example, make sure you create a title based on the exact phrase YouTube predicted and include variations of that same phrase in your description, as well as the tags, as well as what you say in the video. For example, Benji titled his video, "The Easiest Way to Cook Bacon." In the description, he included variations of that same phrase, and the tags included things like how to cook bacon, bacon in the oven, bacon tutorial. If you're in the fitness niche, you could create a workout video like how to get a fit body for men at home. To stretch your content further, break that video into multiple smaller videos, each focusing on a more specific topic like men's bicep workout, men's leg workout for mass, men's shoulder workout routine. By breaking that one long video into 3 more specific videos, you create 3 different ways for people to discover your content. If you go to the YouTube search bar and type in how to stay motivated, followed by a space, YouTube will provide numerous nuanced predictions like how to stay motivated to lose weight, how to stay motivated to work out, how to stay motivated on YouTube, how to stay motivated to study, how to stay motivated in tough times. Notice that each of those provide dramatically different video ideas. While one might apply to fitness, another applies to video influencers niche, how to stay motivated on YouTube. Use this method to discover some strategies, ideas that will help you get your current content discovered on YouTube searches. You can do this in any niche because people ask questions about practically every topic. Your goal is to discover what those searchable video ideas are, create quality strategic content around those terms. Another aspect of discoverability on YouTube that you can tap into is suggested or related videos. When you invest the time in making sure your SEO details are accurate, specific, relevant, and honest, YouTube will reward you by sharing your content in their suggested list of videos. These appear in the sidebar on desktop computers and below the video on mobile, or at the end of the video a person is currently watching. For our channel, Video Influencers, YouTube suggested our videos are responsible for 40% of the 500,000 views our channel gets every month. Additionally, search brings in about 35%. So that means that 75% of our monthly traffic comes from these 2 sources. Don't cut corners on SEO because you don't want to miss out on the opportunity to get your videos listed in the suggested videos list. YouTube also provides viewers within a list of recommended videos that they believe the individual viewer will be interested in. They base this list on each viewer's watch history and the things they've searched for. The videos listed here aren't necessarily from channels they are already subscribed to, which makes it another great opportunity to get discovered. Again, you optimize this opportunity by making sure your descriptions and tags address specific questions or terms that people are searching for. Use the right search term to get your SEO down, and your content will be regularly recommended to new viewers. Optimize your content before you create it. To incorporate discoverability into your overall video strategy, first research your video ideas to determine if there is widespread interest. You can use the YouTube search bar for this. Simply enter the terms and look at the predicted responses. Another great tool is called the Google Keyword Planner. It's free, though you'll need to set up a Google AdWords account and connect it to a credit card. This tool shows you how many people per month search for various topics and reveal common keywords and phrases for a specific niche. As you can imagine, this information is powerful because it gives you real data about how popular your video idea is. Use this to help you come up with new video ideas you might not have considered, or to tweak your existing ideas to better suit what people actually want to see. A huge mistake we see people making is recording videos and trying to optimize them afterwards. We believe you should reverse that order. Strategically plan the optimization of your video before you press record. That way, you'll be able to create the most relevant content possible for that exact search term. For example, let's say you were in the lifestyle and beauty niche and you created an advanced makeup tutorial but titled it Easiest Makeup because you found that title in your research. That wouldn't be strategic because your content is not in alignment with what the viewer is looking for. That example might seem obvious, but it's these types of subtle nuances that will make or break this strategy. Google and YouTube want to serve their users the best possible content for their inquiries. So the more aligned your content becomes with those answers, the higher your content will rank in search. This focus on video SEO needs to happen from day one before you have a single subscriber. In fact, SEO should be a priority from the moment you begin planning your channel. If you build it into the foundation of your channel, you will generate more traffic long term. A well-designed video with a focus on SEO will continue to get recommended long after you've forgotten about it. Practice makes progress. As you begin to incorporate video SEO into your content, you'll get better and better. However, the best video SEO in the world won't do any good if your content isn't good. Valuable and engaging content that has been strategically positioned and optimized is a combo that cannot be beat. We cannot emphasize enough how powerful it is to climb high in the search rankings. And in fact, using this strategy alone, Sean grew his YouTube channel to over 500,000 subscribers and built a full-time income. What he did was focus on creating consistent quality content that was strategically positioned to leverage the power of YouTube as a search engine. You can do the same. Once you start to climb in the ranks, garnering for more views and getting discovered, you open the doors to collaboration with other successful YouTubers. That's what we'll look at next. Chapter 10, collaboration. Grow your audience exponentially. Competition makes us faster. Collaboration makes us better. In the early 90s, West Coast hip hop grew in popularity and authority on the music scene. In 1992, the classical song Nothing But a G Thing reached number 2 on the Billboard's Hot 100 and number 1 on the Hot R&B and hip hop charts. This song was a duet by American rappers Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg from Dr. Dre's debut solo album, The Chronic. It elevated Snoop Dogg to a wider audience and gained him tremendous exposure. As impressive as he was when guesting on Dre's The Chronic, few guessed he'd go on to global fame, millions in record sales, and a career in movies and TV. Interestingly, Snoop Dogg has sole songwriting credit on Nothing But a G Thing. Dre provided the larger platform and audience, while Snoop Dogg brought his talent for writing chart-topping songs. The collaboration proved to be a huge win for both artists. Collaborations can be powerful in art, music, film, business, and YouTube. Smart influencers don't sit back and hope for results. They act intentionally in cultivating powerful relationships and pursuing collaborations. There's no better way to get people to take interest in you than someone they trust and love, referring you to them. Because of this, we believe collaborating is one of the fastest ways to grow your viewership, second only to viral video. Collaborating with other creators. There are 3 main benefits of collaboration. Number 1, it exposes you to a new audience. The influencers you collaborate with often have already established an audience with a specific demographic or tribe of viewers. Number 2, it spreads out the work. When you collaborate, sometimes you cut the work of video creation in half and multiply the success. And number 3, it helps you learn. Pharrell Williams, musician and entrepreneur, said, collaborate with the people that you can learn from. Additionally, collaboration expands your network and leads to friendships and business relationships. The qualities to look for in a collaborator. What qualities should you look for in a good collaborator? Make sure they have some level of alignment with your niche. We discourage people from working with other YouTubers simply because they're famous. If their audience doesn't align with yours, a collaboration won't drive the right exposure to your content. For example, if you have a tech focused channel on photography, cameras, and lighting, you don't want to collaborate with someone who has a cooking channel. It could be fun, but it might not be the best way to get you in front of your target audience or generate the right kind of exposure. However, just because someone has a different type of content doesn't mean their audience isn't relevant. For example, let's say there's a YouTube influencer who specifically focuses on NFL news and information. And suppose your channel shares game day recipes for football fans. Though these channels offer different kinds of content, the audience aligns through a mutual interest in football. Consider the general interest and lifestyle of the audience of a potential collaboration channel. Even if your channel focuses from Even if your channel focus differs from that of a potential collaborator, their audience might still find it relevant and exciting. When considering a potential collaboration, get familiar with their content and values, watch their past videos, and check out their social media feeds and evaluate their audience. Look at their YouTube channel, and if you can't find any collaborations, it might indicate that they don't heavily engage in it. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't reach out, but it's something to bear in mind. On the other hand, if they discover you've done numerous collaborations, then the chances of getting them to work with you are much higher. Why would people collaborate with a newbie? You're just starting out. You don't have a large audience yet. Why would anyone want to collaborate with you? First of all, you can add value to their channel by providing more content. Even if you're relatively unknown, creators love when you contribute to their channel. Adding value isn't just about the content itself, you can also save them time. Established creators often struggle to find more time to create all of this content they want to create. By helping them out, you give them a great reason to collaborate, even if your audience is small. Offer to help with setting up the shoot or editing the video. Second, maybe you have special skills, knowledge, or expertise, or experience, or authority that will allow you to do things with their content that they can't do on their own. For example, on his channel, Benji talks about cooking and shopping for food. However, it's impossible for him to know everything. Oftentimes, he collaborates with other creators who have way more specific knowledge than he does about a specific topic. When talking about different things between organics and conventional foods, he collaborated with Raw Bras brothers who live a natural food lifestyle, even though they had a relatively smaller audience, because they are far more knowledgeable on the topic of organic food. Thanks to their expertise, that content was not only providing great value to Benji's viewers, but it also allowed Raw Bras to do much of the heavy lifting in terms of the content, not to mention the cross promotion to both audiences. Third, you might provide fresh ideas for another YouTuber. Any creator who has been around a long time knows that coming up with creative ideas can be challenging. A new YouTuber brings fresh ideas for their channel, which is a huge relief to an established channel in danger of becoming stagnant. Fourth, you can provide technical support. Just because someone is a full-time YouTuber doesn't mean they know how to use all the tools of the trade. Many famous YouTubers use a simple point and shoot camera. If you're a photographer or videographer, if you have access to high quality gear, you present an opportunity for them to have a more highly produced piece of content. Collaboration is how we, the video influencers, connected. When we met, Sean discovered that Benji and his wife were established YouTubers, whereas Sean was focused more on video production and behind the scenes work. It led to a great collaboration. Sean brought a unique set of skills, and as we mentioned in chapter 6, we worked together on a project called the Wedding Series that ended up being a win-win for us. Benji worked in front of the camera, and Sean served as the director and videographer behind the camera, a team dynamic that laid the foundation for the Video Influencers channel and this book. Don't ever hesitate to reach out, even if you're just starting out. We forget most people like to help others, and it never hurts to ask. Asking doesn't guarantee you're going to get a yes, but not asking guarantees you never will. Finding and reaching out to other collaborators. Create a list of people you would love to collaborate with. We use Google Docs to keep up with our ever-growing list of people we want to interview. This puts them all in one place so we can strategically reach out to them on a regular basis. People are busy these days, and their inboxes and social media feeds are crowded. We recommend checking with people once a quarter or twice a year. Cycle through your list. The more people you reach out to for collaboration, the higher the chances of getting a yes. When searching for other creators on YouTube, the best chance for success typically comes from the channels the same size as yours. Of course, everyone wants to collaborate with bigger and more successful channels, but those people get far more requests. Someone with an audience that relatively the same size as yours is more likely to respond positively. Having said that, remember that the audience size isn't as important as a shared audience interest and similar content chemistry. The best way to collaborate with a larger or more successful YouTuber is to approach them with an interview request. With an interview, you don't position yourself as a peer. Instead, you position yourself as someone who's going to help them share their information, wisdom, advice, and insight with a wider audience. It requires a low level of commitment from them. Make it even easier by using an online tool like Google Hangouts, which is free in the back end of your YouTube's Creator Studio. That allows you to interview people from anywhere in the world and share that interview on your YouTube channel. The interview method has worked great for us. Not only have we interviewed channels of similar size, but we've managed to get creators with much larger audiences as well. When we only had 10,000 subscribers on our video influencers channel, we were able to get content creators with multiple millions of subscribers to agree to interviews. One of the ways we got the yes was by focusing on adding as much value as possible. For example, if the creator was writing a book, we shared information about the book with our audience. The goal was to provide a high quality interview, promote their content and projects, and hustle as hard as we could to share the interview so we could honor the time that they took to do the interview with us. Another great way to reach potential collaborators is through events. In the YouTube space, live events like VidCon, Playlist Live, VidSummit, etc., will continue to grow in popularity. They present great opportunities to meet people you would love to collaborate with. If you're intentional and strategic, you can set up collaborations ahead of time and record them during these events. Also, by attending events, you can network and plant the seeds for future collaborations. Get involved in local events as well, even if they aren't directly related to your niche, because they provide opportunities to meet new people you might want to collaborate with later on. We always look for local social media, video production, small businesses, entrepreneurship events, and through them, we have created many important relationships. Most of our collaborations happens during these events, and often we set them up the day of the event. If people are willing to spend the time, money, and effort to attend a special event, there's a high chance they also are open to an invitation to shoot a collaboration video, or be interviewed on the spot. Earlier, we talked about the power of batch producing content by shooting multiple videos at a time. Events are great for this. At the recent event in Palm Springs, ClamorCon, we shot 20 interviews in 2 days. It was a lot of work, and we didn't have much brain power left by the end of the second day. However, we left the convention with 20 weeks worth of videos created from one batch. So while attending an event might cost a lot of time and money, the payoff can exceed what you spend. There are a few ways to reach out to people you'd like to collaborate with. The first is Twitter. We love Twitter because it's an appropriate platform to talk to anybody. Think about how you might creatively tweet other influencers to set up possible collabs. Another great option is direct messaging. In particular, Instagram DMs has become quite effective. Bear in mind, when you message somebody who doesn't follow you, your message might end up in their spam folder, but don't let that stop you. Many people check their spam folders periodically, so they might find your message. If you message 100 people, a handful could say yes, and that effort makes it worth the while. Most YouTube channels have an email address specifically for business inquiries on their About page. Also look for Facebook groups or other online communities where influencers in your niche gather. These are great places to discover people to build relationships with. Whichever strategy you use, never adopt an aggressive approach. Consider how you could reach out creatively and get noticed without being forceful, weird, or generic. When people reach out to collaborate with us, one of the quickest ways to get ignored is if it's obvious they're simply copying and pasting the same message to multiple people. We love it when it's apparent people have watched our content, have knowledge about our body of work, and reached out in thoughtful and personal ways. That increases the chance of collaborating with them. Power tip. One of the biggest mistakes we see people make when reaching out for collaborations is only focusing on themselves. Don't do this. Instead, position the ask based on how you can add value to the other person and not what it's in it for you. People have been collaborating on YouTube since the beginning, and many have experienced a massive success as a result. Never be afraid to approach a popular YouTuber and ask. You never know who might just say yes. One of my favorite collaborations started with someone canceling a collaboration. We flew to New York City to interview a well-known influencer. The morning of the interview, that person's schedule changed, so they had to cancel our meeting. We'd come a long way, so the situation was frustrating, as you can imagine. However, it was worthwhile what we did that day. It was what we did the day before that made it all worthwhile. When we arrived in New York City, we had emailed another known creator, knowing they also lived in New York City. Remember, it never hurts to ask. We were surprised to learn that the other creator was more than willing to meet us. His name, Casey Neistat, winner of GQ's New Media Star in 2016, Best First Person Series Online from the Streamy Awards in 2016, and a YouTuber with over 11 million subscribers. He invited us to his studio where we conducted the interview. He also shouted out the interview on his channel and linked it in front of all of his subscribers. A day that started off as a disappointment turned out to be a great opportunity. Collaborations are super powerful. Start cultivating those opportunities right now, but don't get discouraged if they don't happen right away. These things take time. However, in the next chapter, we'll share a strategy that you can do right now to start growing your YouTube channel faster than ever before. Chapter 11. Trends and tentpoles conspire with the culture. You need to go where the opportunity will be next, not where it is. It sounds like a Wayne Gretzky quote, but it's Jeremy Gutsky. You know, what is it Wayne Gretzky said? I skate where the puck is going, not where it is. We live in an age of viral memes, video challenges, and internet hyped trends, even more so now. The age of the Harlem Shake, planking, and the mannequin challenge. One popular internet trend was called the Ice Bucket Challenge, sometimes called the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. This actively involved dumping a bucket of ice of water over a person's head to promote awareness for the disease of atrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS. It went viral on social media July through August of 2014. It took the internet by storm and helped raise $115 million for research, helping scientists discover a new gene tied to ALS. While many internet trends can seem wacky or random, participation can be a very smart strategy for content creators. On YouTube, timing is everything. Holidays, seasons, viral videos, popular songs, current movies, and events all create opportunities for relevant content. Incorporate them to ride the momentum and exposure these trends produce. What is a trend? A trend is a viral moment happening in internet culture. Once a trend sparks interest, it spreads like wildfire throughout the internet. We've already mentioned a few recent examples like the Harlem Shake, planking, and the mannequin challenge. If you're not familiar with them, take a moment to search for examples on YouTube. Other trends include popular products such as fidget spinners and hoverboards. Smart influencers jump on trends by incorporating them into their content and doing product reviews and monetizing them through affiliate marketing. When fidget spinners gained popularity with young people, smart YouTubers found all sorts of creative ways to use these simple toys to gain greater exposure. Gossip about current events can also create trends. One of the most famous and longest standing YouTubers, Philip DeFranco, has capitalized on this since the beginning of his YouTube channel. Philip DeFranco's channel covers news and topic of the day content, and he does very well. He's great at researching to find the most viral headlines or gossip topics of the moment. Then he talks about the topics and provides his own personal insights. Because he connects to trending topics, many people find his videos without being subscribed to the channel. That one simple strategy has grown his audience to more than 5 million subscribers and garnered over 2 billion views. Lastly, you can jump on current events that tie to your industry. For instance, in 2017, Samsung had issues with their Galaxy Note 7 blowing up, literally blowing up. They were so prone to exploding, they were banned from airplanes. While this created horrible news for Samsung, smart influencers in the technology niche jumped on this in the form of commentary and comedy, riding the wave of its popularity and shareability. YouTuber Jerry Rig Everything posted a video of a phone actually exploding and got over 7.2 million views on this one video alone. How to capitalize on a trend. When it came to the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge, content creators from all backgrounds, industries, and topics and professions jumped on it. Not only did it raise awareness for a great cause, but many people found it interesting and entertaining to watch these people have freezing cold water poured over their heads. From entrepreneurs to celebrities, musicians, and stay at home moms, all kinds of people participated. Even if your industry is highly professional, you should still consider jumping on these kinds of cultural trends. Never forget that people do business with people. And if you let your hair down and show your staff having a little fun and getting a little bit crazy, that makes for great content that could be shared on your social media platforms or on your YouTube channel. Even though we advise you to focus on your niche, the great thing about a trend like the Ice Bucket Challenge is that its trendiness made it applicable to just about any channel. Even if the channel was off topic, it gives you a way to make a human connections and have fun with the broader culture. Your loyal viewers will be forgiving. Another way you can capitalize on trends is by covering popular songs or pop culture moments. For example, family vloggers Sam and Nia have grown their channel to over 2 million subscribers. What many people don't know is that one of the early reasons their channel grew was because of a viral video they posted saying "Love is an open door" from Disney's Frozen while driving in a family minivan. That video received over 22 million views while they were in the early days of building their channel. Consider how you could incorporate pop culture, music, and movies into your content to achieve a similar result. You can also capitalize on trends by weaving popular influencers into your content. For example, on Sean's tech channel, Think Media, he created a video about Casey Neistat's video gear. Casey had posted a video that gave a generic overview of his gear but didn't go into detail. Sean saw the video and realized that other people would be interested in a complete breakdown. So he made that video. He provided a specific, detailed description of the gear Casey used and posted it the day after Casey posted his own video. That video went on to get over 330,000 views because it helped people find gear details they wanted. It also provided exposure for Sean's channel, which focused on camera gear and video accessories. Always look for ways to integrate trends into your regular content. Anytime a trend hits popular culture, ask yourself, how can I capitalize on this trend while staying on brand? For example, if you have a recipe channel, what are some trending recipes you could integrate into your content? One trend that has gained popularity in the entrepreneur community was bulletproof coffee, which entailed adding butter and MCT oil to your daily coffee for its brain enhancing effects. As the coffee recipe grew in popularity, smart YouTubers took advantage of the trend and made many of the videos they created receive 20,000 to over 2 million views. Look at what's trending on social media in your niche and incorporate it. Be intentional and strategic about how you can weave trends, viral content, and cultural events into your content. Don't forget that speed matters when it comes to trends. As soon as you see the opportunity, act fast so you can get your content out before the wave crashes. To see what videos are trending on YouTube, just go to youtube.com/trending. Who knows, you might discover a trend that you can leverage in your own content. What is a tent pole? We've talked about trends and their power to help you grow your influence, but you should also pay close attention to a tent pole. A tent pole is a way of capitalizing on a recurring event and holiday throughout the year. For example, let's look at Halloween. People get interested in Halloween months before it occurs. That is the beginning of the tent pole. When the interest peaks, that's the center of the tent. That's the time when most searches are done. This typically occurs right around the actual holiday. The day after the passes, the interest falls dramatically and quickly. In the case of Halloween, interest builds through October, peaks on the 31st, and drops off almost immediately the very next day. Holidays comprise the most obvious tentpole events: New Year's, Valentine's, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and sometimes overlooked holidays like Mother's, Father's, and even Labor or Memorial Day. Every single one of these holidays provides an opportunity to create schedule strategic, relevant content on your channel. Outside of holidays, major cultural events can become tentpoles. Examples include the Super Bowl or the Academy Awards. Basically, any major cultural event creates an opportunity for YouTubers to create relevant content as interest rises, to keep up with relevant cultural events like elections, the next big Star Wars movie, or anything else generating interest. The seasons are tentpoles, so if you have a lifestyle or fashion channel, consider creating a video around seasonal outfit ideas. Outside of the holidays and cultural events, popular industry specific events can also become tent poles. CES is one of the largest electronics expos in the world. If you have a tech channel, it's a perfect niche and event you can capitalize on. Even if you can't attend the event, you can still create relevant content and commentary in the days leading up to it. Take advantage of the event hashtag on Twitter, Instagram, and other platforms. Join the conversation before, during, and after the event. This maximizes awareness and exposure for your channel. Taking advantage of a tentpole. The most important aspect of an effective tentpole strategy is to jump on the topic early in the tentpole journey. So if you're creating content around Halloween, don't wait for interest to peak. That's too late. Start posting relevant content when people begin searching for Halloween costumes, Halloween recipes, Halloween anything. That happens a few weeks to a couple months before the actual holiday. When you post relevant content early, you beat other creators to the punch, which means you have less competition for views and more time to gain momentum when searches are highest, better positioning yourself for a ranking. A great tool for tentpole strategizing is the Google Trends, trends.google.com. This tool shows you with great specific I can't say that specific. This tool is very specific, precise, and specificity. When the interest in search traffic begins, accelerates, peaks, and diminishes for holidays, cultural events, and trends of any kind. Again, that's trends.google.com. Additionally, consider combining other strategies we've shared in this chapter. For example, if you want to collaborate with another YouTuber, schedule it around a tentpole event to enhance and strengthen the value of the trend. Lastly, remember that fortune favors the fast. Plan your tentpole strategy far in advance and have strategic content to jump on trends and tentpoles as early as possible. Sometimes life gets busy, so you will miss a few events now and then. Still, we encourage you to do whatever you can to make the most of big tentpole events, even if that means canceling plans, staying up late, or pushing yourself to get the content done. And here's a picture of a tentpole event. That's a Halloween right there. Exercise. Trend and tentpole list. Write down a few creative ideas for tentpoles and trends in your niche. On Sean's Tech channel, this includes CES, Cyber Monday, and Black Friday. Knowing that those events happen in late November, and Sean starts planning and preparing for the content in October, if not earlier. Benji, a food enthusiast, considers different recipes for Thanksgiving and Christmas early in the fall to take advantage of those searches. By planning early, you can release content at the beginning of each tentpole for maximum exposure and views. If you're using YouTube for business, what industry events could you weave into your content? If you're in the lifestyle and beauty niche, consider creating videos about the looks and styles of trending celebrities. Strategically plan your videos as fashion fads change. No matter what niche you're in, trends and tentpoles drive new awareness to your YouTube channel, but they certainly aren't the only way. In the next chapter, we will discuss a behind-the-scenes strategy for scaling and growing your influence and creating more content on YouTube through the power of teamwork. Chapter 12, Team. Scale your vision. Talent wins games, but teamwork and intelligence wins championships. By Michael Jordan. Why do birds fly in a V formation? As each bird flaps its wings, it creates an uplift for the bird immediately following. By flying in a V formation, the whole flock adds at least 71% greater flying range than if each bird flew on its own. When you surround yourself with people who share a common direction and sense of community, you can get where you desire to go much easier because you travel on the thrust, energy, and momentum of one another. By now, you've realized that YouTube and social media take a lot of work. Though many people get started on YouTube individually, we recommend thinking about building a team from day one. In this chapter, we're going to share some thoughts, ideas, and tips about how to do that. Finding a team when you're starting out. We never met a super successful influencer who didn't have a team, whether that means a personal assistant, a cameraman, a talent manager, or a full-on production studio. Your team is whoever supports you in building your YouTube channel, especially when you have the other priorities that divide your time. Do you have a day job? Are you going to school? Do you have a family to take care of? Then you need to think about creating a team. Family and friends can absolutely be your teammates. Do you have a spouse who helps pay the bills or take care of the kids? That's your team. One of the biggest mistakes content creators make is to not communicate a compelling and unifying visions with those closest to them. Have you shared your vision for building your influence online with your family and friends? Have you asked and given practical ways in which they could support you? Initially, building a team is not about hiring people. It's about enlisting people already in your sphere of influence. Unless you already possess the resources to hire a team, your first hires must be practical and low cost. What are the tasks the people in your life could help you accomplish? Additionally, consider ways to optimize and offload things from your schedule. For instance, maybe a new meal delivery service like Blue Apron would save you a few hours a day so you can work on your YouTube channel. Benji served as his wife's Judy's first team member, serving as a business manager and personal assistant. However, when the channel got more successful, they both found they were too busy to complete simple tasks around at home. So he began to look for help with basic chores. His first hire was a kid in the neighborhood who wanted to make some extra money. Benji had met him at a program at the YMCA, and he knew the kid didn't have a lot of opportunity for work because of his age. He paid him $10 to mow the front and backyard. This was still enough in Benji's YouTube career that saving time with something as simple as landscaping was a huge help. 10 years later, that same kid, all grown up, works as a full-time production assistant for him. That's pretty cool. It's a great job, by the way. If you don't want to do content yourself, find someone. Like, you don't want to be the one on camera, find someone to partner with and you be the person behind the camera doing all the social, doing all the YouTube. That's what I did with Walker Reynolds. So that's what we did with 4.0 Solutions, and we got like 14,000 subscribers now, or 13,000, but we're growing. We doubled in subscribers this year. So he's his full-time production assistant now. Who in your immediate surroundings could help take over some of the daily tasks for you? When Think Media began to grow, Sean asked a friend from church if he would be interested in helping him edit his videos. He had expressed interest before, so it was a perfect match in Sean's eyes. This turned into a summer internship. The friend worked in exchange for training and information. Not only was it a win-win situation, but it was a value exchange rather than a money exchange. Sean thought outside of the box. When it comes to enlisting support, you must be open to new, creative, and unique opportunities like this. Next steps in building a team. Once you're a bit further along, it's time to consider the next step in building your team. If you've accrued a little money, you can consider outsourcing services like graphic design or closed captioning. Closed captioning, take a look at rev.com. Closed captioning or subtitling your videos makes them viewable to a wider audience around the world and ensures they rank in YouTube searches. We talked about this earlier. If you tried to close caption your own videos, it would take a lot of time. So we recommend using a service like rev.com, which costs only $1.10 per minute, $1.25 per minute. Need some graphic design updates for your YouTube thumbnails, cover images, or social media images? Fiverr has low-cost services as low as $5 per job for all of your graphic design needs. You can even hire a virtual assistant on a site like Upwork.com. You don't have to hire someone for an insane amount of time. Hire help just for 5 hours a week, delegating tasks you aren't good at or don't enjoy. Where in your life can you buy yourself more time to focus on what's important? First, list the priorities for your channel, whether that's filming, editing, optimization, distribution, engagement, sustaining cash flow, branding, email, generating general inquiries, customer service, or managing the team. Second, list the tasks that you tend to procrastinate in doing. Now, compare these two lists and note which tasks appear on both of them. Look at the tasks that are ranked highest. That's where you need to start outsourcing. Consider how affordable outsourcing is. If your normal hourly rate in your professional life is $20 an hour, and we would argue your time is worth much more than that, and it takes about 2 hours to edit a video, then you could say it costs you $40 to edit a single video. If you hire an editor who will work for $15 an hour, assuming they can edit the same video in 2 hours, then you've saved yourself $5 an hour. Now you can spend those 2 hours focusing your strengths and generating more income. Most people, when they start making a little money, spend it on things and experiences. While this is great, if you are serious about scaling your business and brand on YouTube, we recommend investing your extra money by leveraging the skills of others to do more work than you could do on your own. One of Sean's earliest hire was a person he met on Twitter who expressed interest in learning about video. However, they met at a time when he was unable to pay her any money. Fortunately, she didn't need a job. She only wanted to learn about online video and start earning a side income with YouTube. They'd entered into an agreement where she would receive a percentage money based on she would receive a percentage based off the money earned from helping with Sean's YouTube channel. This was great because she was willing to embrace the risk of not getting paid, but if she did good work and performance increased, then she would get paid. The relationship started simple, but they were able to grow together because teamwork helps you grow faster, increase revenue, and ultimately experience more success. The risk paid off for her today, and today she is a full-time member of Sean's team. To find help, reach out to people on social media, make a Facebook post, and let them know you're looking for someone interested in an internship. Consider looking for creative professionals in your area on LinkedIn. Get the word out about amongst your friends and acquaintances. You never know, you never know what could happen. Don't limit yourself to conventional ways of thinking about team building. Our channel and this book is evidence that there are many people in the world who are interested in succeeding on YouTube. You'd be surprised at how many are looking for experience and are willing to work for free for the opportunity to learn. You may be able to find some of those people in your own community. In fact, they may already be subscribed to your channel and following you. Other support systems you should cultivate. When we talk about teams, we're not just referring to the people who work directly to promote or to produce your content. We also believe in having a winning circle of friends and mentors who help encourage you along the way. Motivational speaker Jim Rohan famously said, "We are the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with." After interviewing many video influencers as well as associating with many successful entrepreneurs, we noticed that they are all intentional about surrounding themselves with a world-class circle of geniuses. They want people around them who think big, challenge them, and give advice throughout the various stages of growth. You should do the same. When it comes to surrounding yourself with mentors, there are 3 levels to consider. First, you have access to mentors through content that involves reading books, watching videos, and listening to podcasts or other educational resources, courses that inspire you, encourage you to think bigger, and give you the latest information for scaling your vision. Second, you can attend conferences and industry events, surrounding yourself with like minded people and expert speakers who will help you level up in every area. We make it a priority to attend multiple conferences in our industry every year. We don't do this simply to create content at those events, but also to meet people and learn from them while we're there. Like the ancient biblical proverb says, as iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. In other words, you need other leaders around you who can challenge and prepare you for the next level of success. Third, you can invest in coaching. This might be as simple as a 1 hour Skype call with an industry expert, or you can go much deeper. The bottom line is you must be highly intentional about your surrounding. You're surrounding yourself with a support system for every level of your journey towards success. Being a YouTuber and entrepreneur can be lonely. Often it feels like an emotional roller coaster. There will be times when you're on the top of the world and other times where you don't want to get out of bed. Creating a circle of success around you is one of the keys for succeeding in every season. Look at our example. We're both YouTubers. However, we bring in different skills and experiences to the table. Benji is a businessman, a team builder, and a full-time vlogger, while Sean is an expert content producer and digital marketer. We build video influencers as a side project over the last 3 years, and it's become a success because we work together as a team. Together, we bring different ideas, so we stand out in a sea of other influencers. In the next chapter, we'll dive deeper into how discovering your unique skills, personality, and perspective can help you achieve greater success on your journey to building an influence, income, and impact with online video. Chapter 13. Think differently. Crush conventionally. If you're doing what everyone else is doing, you're doing it wrong. Casey Neistat. One of the fastest growing channels in YouTube's history was that of Casey Neistat. In a short time, he grew to over 9 million subscribers and took the YouTube world by storm. He brought something new to an established genre, and thus he not only grew fast, but he also won numerous awards. Before Casey, people understood daily vlogging to be an established genre that included mostly casual videos of the content creator's life, often shot on a simple point and shoot camera with low production values. The strength The strength of vlogging was believed to be the personality of the individual and not the production value of the content. Casey brought a radically new approach to the genre. First, his camera setup was far beyond the point and shoot of a smartphone quality that 90% of vloggers use. In fact, Casey's camera rig was outrageous. And not when he first started, though. His actual first video was, I think it was like on a Canon Power Shot or something. He quickly upgraded, though. But he also leverages his exceptional video editing skills to create much higher production values. While most vloggers spend an hour or two editing their vlogs, Casey spends anywhere from 4 to 8 hours or more per episode. Furthermore, Casey's storytelling ability is unparalleled by most in modern media. Ultimately, he combined over a decade and a half of his life experiences, video production expertise, and unique perspective on the world to create something that was new, different, and unique. And his channel grew in popularity very quickly as a result. Nowadays, most YouTube conferences, it's common to see vloggers walking around with the Casey Neistat vlogging setup. What once looked outrageous is now the desired camera rig of many vloggers, and he changed that genre. Up to this point in the book, we've given you a framework for success on YouTube. We've given you specific tactics and strategies to help you grow, but we never want you to get the idea that there's only one set way to build your influence on YouTube. We hope we've given you a guide. We've given you guideposts and best practices and a tool belt of resources that you can use to get big results, but ultimately you need to carve out your own path in any creative endeavor. Stand out from the crowd. Often, what makes a channel unique comes from the personal experiences in a creator's life. What are the life experiences of personal or professional relationships or areas of expertise you can use to make your YouTube channel different? A great example of this is Andrew Edwards, a tech influencer who focuses on consumer electronics. He reviews products and shares tips, tricks, and insights on everything tech. Of course, there are many tech influencers on YouTube, but Andrew was also at one time a professional wrestler. As a wrestler, he always needed to have high energy, be entertaining, and be ready to perform at a moment's notice. When he first started his tech channel, he utilized these skills and charisma to add more entertainment value to his content. In addition to that, his brand was unique. As a professional wrestler, being flashy and standing out contributes to a wrestler's brand. So when starting his tech channel, Andrew set himself apart with flashy clouds, bright colors, and a fashion swagger in a fashion swagger most in his niche did not have. For your channel, you want to combine the best practices of a successful YouTuber along with some unique qualities of your own. The world doesn't need another Andrew Edwards or Casey Neistat. The world needs you to be fully you. So combine your experiences and personality quirks into something creative on YouTube. YouTuber Sarah Dietschy first rose to popularity by creating a parody of how to create a vlog like Casey Neistat. That video received 1.9 million views, and Casey liked it so much he mentioned it in one of his vlogs, linking to her channel and giving her a boost to her growth. Blogger Amy Landino from Savvy Sexual Social reviewed a book by Gary Vaynerchuk by creating a song and music video, earning Gary's attention. Both Sarah and Amy thought differently, and as a result, it helped them gain exposure, show appreciation to mentors and influencers in their lives, and build their influence on YouTube. Just because you're committed to your YouTube channel's niche content doesn't mean you can't change the delivery. Even if you've been at it for a while, you can implement some strategies and changes to make your content more unique and help the channel grow. Years ago, JP Sears started a self-help talking head channel, and he worked at it for almost 2 years. He only received a couple thousand views per video upload, so he sought out advice on what to do to accelerate his channel. Instead of telling him to stray away from his current path, we advised him to keep it up because that niche was an underserved part of YouTube. JP is actually a very funny person, but he didn't think that aspect of his personality fit into his channel. However, he decided to embrace his own uniqueness. Shortly thereafter, Ultra Spiritual JP was born, the character that covered the same topics of content he'd already created, but he did it in a comedic way. The difference in audience reception was night and day. Viewers loved the new channel, loved the new chapter. The change in delivery allowed him to expand his audience, and his channel grew from a few thousand views per upload to hundreds of millions of views across both YouTube and Facebook. He didn't change his vision. he just pivoted his content, delivering the value he wanted, but with a different presentation, and it made all the difference. JP is really funny, by the way. He's the guy with like long hair, orange. I think that's the JP he's talking about. Up level your uniqueness. In our interview with Charlie from Charisma on Command, he mentioned that he experienced a boost when he experimented with varying his content forms. Many YouTubers get into a rut, creating only one form of content over and over. They forget that every time they approach YouTube, they're approaching a blank canvas. The only limitation for what they create upon that canvas is their own creativity. There are many possibilities when it comes to creating content. Mix it up. One video could be animated with a voiceover narration, like a Draw My Life video. Other videos can include mixed media, such as photos, videos, and music combined in unique ways. Maybe a few of your videos could be live streams. As long as you're delivering the message you want to deliver, play with different formats. With video influencers, we try to think differently about helping people with online video tips by creating a weekly interview show. While we have many peers who share similar information in educational videos like video influencers, no one in our industry has had created a weekly interview show up to that point. The format wasn't unique in other industries. Many podcasts and YouTube channels use the weekly interview format to deliver regular content, but nobody had done that in our industry, and that's the key. How could you think differently? How could you think differently about your content format? To bring fresh creativity into your niche, how might you borrow innovation and create creative ideas from one industry's niche to another? For me, when I was doing a lot of vlogging on LinkedIn, it was like the Casey Neistat of industry. People even said that, like, wow, you took Casey Neistat's inspiration, style, applied your own taste to it, and applied it to your own niche, and that's how I stood out. One of the best ways to think differently and discover your unique positioning on YouTube is to scratch your own itch. What are the other things you search for? And what are the kind of content you wish was on YouTube? If it's something you're looking for but can't find, or if it's in a style you would love but can't find, chances are other people would enjoy it as well. That could be a great guiding marker for you to carve out a unique space on YouTube. The best-selling author Hogshead said, "Different is better than better. Being unique is so important." We hope these tips will help you shape your own voice and branding and stand out and grow faster. Questions to help you find your uniqueness. What is oversaturated in your niche? What small tweaks or changes could you bring something fresh to a topic that has already been established? What past experience could you combine with your current passion to create a unique channel? What are your biggest strengths, and what are you currently are you currently incorporating them into your YouTube content? What do you wish was on YouTube? Is there some topic or niche that you would personally love to watch that you haven't been able to find? Over a billion people watch YouTube, and we believe millions more will come onto the platform in the next few years. That means double the views and double I think it's actually 2 billion now. There's too much competition and it's too late. Our excuses we've seen proven wrong time and time again over the last 10 years. It's not too late to start on YouTube. As New York Times bestselling author and marketing expert Seth Godin said, "You can either fit in or stand out, not both. To stand out, you must embrace your uniqueness, think differently, and pave your own path." Conclusion. Thomas Edison, revered by many as the America's greatest inventor, developed many devices that greatly influenced life around the world, including the phonograph, the motion picture camera, and long-lasting practical electrical light bulb. He's famous for allegedly saying, "Opportunity is missed by most people because it's dressed in overalls and it looks like work." In this book, we hope you've seen that we live in one of the greatest times in human history. The opportunity provided by online video to reach and connect with people around the world on free platforms with low-cost tools is something our grandparents could never have dreamed of. However, in times of massive opportunity, it's important to take massive action. Before we part ways and you get to work on your channel, we wanted to share a few final tips and strategies so you can fully seize the opportunity that is behind you or before you. The biggest misconception about YouTube success. Being a YouTube influencer might look like it's all fun and play. However, we can tell you from experience that every YouTube creator, influencer, and success story has one common attribute: an amazing work ethic. They hustle, hustle, hustle. The number one piece of advice we can provide is that everything comes down to how hard you're willing to work in order to be successful on this platform. People underestimate the amount of time of work it takes. The allure of YouTube success is misleading. If you reach success, you can earn money, get free products, travel the world, and live an exciting, exhilarating life. However, that's just what it looks like from the outside. After interviewing over 100 of today's top video influencers, we see a recurring theme. All of them put an insane amount of work into their channels. When we talk about hustle, we mean consistency, consistently creating and optimizing your content, consistently engaging with people, and consistently improving. Benji's vlog channel has over 1.6 million subscribers. Many people watch it, and that has opened numerous doors of opportunity for us. He's incredibly grateful for everything that has happened. But after fun days with the kids of traveling to cool places, every night the video editing must happen. Business is taken care of, and it all starts over every day. When subscribers stumble upon our channel, they don't realize we've been YouTubers for 10 years. In that time, we've uploaded thousands of videos. In the last 6 years, we've vlogged almost every single day of the week. Across both of our channels, we have uploaded thousands and thousands of videos. Through determination, commitment, and the right strategy, you too can experience huge success leveraging the power of YouTube. In this book, we've given you the steps. In part one, we talked about the 7 C's, which you must do continually as you go through the stages of growing your influence on YouTube. Always tapping into a new level of courage, always clarifying your refining your message and your brand, always improving your channel, always improving your content, always engaging with your community, always finding new ways to generate cash, and always staying consistent. Realizing you must hustle your way to success. Then in part two, we shared some actionable tactics and creative ideas for growing your channel, including leveraging trends, ranking your videos, and collaborating with other creative people. By this point, you'll see that it takes a lot of work to build your influence on YouTube, and that's why we encourage you to build it around something you love. If you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. That's true. There will be times when you're tired and it will feel like a grind. That's also true. But devoting yourself to something you love will make it all feel worthwhile. What do you love? Is is this something you want to be doing? Is this something you're passionate about? For some, YouTube is a means to an end, a stepping stone towards their true calling. However, it's so important to have a passion and love for the content you create and the people you help. Despite how successful Benji's real estate channel was, he's no longer an agent in that industry. He left because he viewed it as merely a stepping stone in the right direction. It helped fund his true passion, which is helping people helping you. That's why we have become such great friends, because we share a similar passion and calling, and that's why we wrote this book. Sometimes things might not work out. If you're struggling, ask yourself if you're truly doing what you love. At this point, you might feel overwhelmed. You've received a lot of information. Break it down and think about it, the next things you need to do. Maybe that's setting up your channel. Maybe that's posting your first video. Maybe it's scheduling a day to shoot your next batch of content. A commitment to these small actions compound to big results. Little by little, day by day, it becomes a lot. The timeline for success. The timeline is different for everyone, and it depends on your type of content and the makeup of your audience, your business model, and the level of hustle you're willing to put in, and how quickly you can learn. Be ambitious or never get impatient. As the saying goes, overnight success takes 10 years. We don't believe it has to take that long, but it might. For some, it could be quick. For others, it could take much longer. Always remember you are on your own path. Never fall into the trap of comparing yourself to someone else. Your race is your own. Jerry from the tech channel Barnacle Nerdgasm didn't have a breakout success until the 7th year of his career. John Kohler from Growing Your Greens had many slow years on YouTube of being consistent before his channel took off and experienced huge growth. It took Judy Travis 2 years of uploading videos and being denied 3 times from the YouTube Partner Program before she could monetize her channel. Then it took another year before she could make it her full-time career. Greatness takes time. While we don't believe anything great happens instantly, if you apply the tactics we've given you, you can shave off tons of time, avoid pitfalls, and get the most of the energy you put in. Learning doesn't stop here. While we may be coming to the end of this book, it's only the beginning of our journey together. We want to invite you to be part of the Video Influencers online community. On our YouTube channel, we share even more strategies and tips. It's like a YouTube university that's completely free, and you can gain access to it at any time. Plus, we encourage you to look at interviews from other YouTubers, business owners, and entrepreneurs and creatives from around the world to learn their best tips for growing their influence with online video. Additionally, we've included it in the appendix of this book, some of the top questions we receive with a few quick tips and links for deeper training, all available online for free. Always keep in your mind your why. Inspiration can be a spark of energy. Motivation can get you pumped up in the morning, but drive is what keeps you going. Drive is created by your why. Why are you creating videos? Why do you want to have a YouTube channel? Why do you want to achieve success on this platform? Always making serving your audience your top priority, and never forget why you started. It's ultimately not about you. It's about the people on the other side of the camera lens, on the other side of the internet connection, watching through their devices. You're ultimately creating content to make a difference in the lives of people. So if you get discouraged, always keep them in mind. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you, subscribers. I love you guys. In this book, you've learned a lot about the secret society and subculture that is YouTube and the massive opportunity that exists for you right here, right now. We've shared with you the tactics of the influencers who are getting results and creating lives, businesses, and brands on their own terms, doing what they love. But remember, YouTube is a marathon, not a sprint. Stay focused on your vision. Put in the work. Keep building your influence, income, and impact one video at a time. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and leave a comment down below for what video or what book you would like me to read next, and subscribe, ring the bell so that you can catch it when I drop it. Thanks again. See you guys next time.